This is the Panzer IV-S, or the Panzer IV Schmauturm, excuse my German. And it's a tank that is a premium tank that we can now win in the upcoming How to Decorate the New Year Tree event issued by Wargaming for the festive period. Now, I'm not going to go into depth on how you can get your paws on this tank. I suggest you go into the news in-game or you have a look on Wargaming's website. But what I will say, I think this is a tank you should look at really grinding for the event, because I think it's worth it. And without further ado, let's have a closer look at the Panzer IV-S. Hello again everybody, and welcome back to Fujit's Blitz, and today we're looking at the Panzer IV-S or Panzer IV Schmauturm, the German Tier 6 premium medium tank that you can get your paws on during the upcoming festive event, Decorate the New Year's Tree. Now, like I said in the intro, I'm not going to go into details of how you get your paws on this tank, because it's long and it's winded and it would take a video all on its own. So I suggest you have a look at the news tab or in-game, or you have a look at Wargaming's website where there are details. So what is this Panzer IV-S Schmauturm? Well, Schmauturm just means narrow turret, and it was designed for the Panther II, and there is a Schmauturm turret at Bovington Tank Museum. Interestingly, we all know the Panzer IV existed, and we all know the Schmauturm turret existed, but the two never ever got matched in real life. It was planned, never got off the ground. Simple fact of life. So this is a tank that was considered and never existed, unfortunately. But the parts did exist. So what about this little gem within the game? Well, straight off the back, let me tell you something. I love this tank. I think this tank is absolutely brilliant. I got this tank a long time ago, not in the event, clearly, and I don't have a press account, so this is my actual account, and this is the tank that I've had for quite a while. And when it first came out, I thought I got to get this tank because it just looks sexy. It looks spectacular, and boy, is the gameplay really good. Now, okay, it's basically it's meant to be a Panther II turret, but you'll be a little bit disappointed, I'm afraid, because it does not come with the same guns as the Panther II Schmauturm turret. The lowest gun on the Panther II Schmauturm is the 7.5 AL100. This gun is the 7.5 AL60. Now, there's a reason for that. I mean, clearly the Panzer IV is a smaller chassis than the Panther II. So, in real life, it was meant to have, I think, the Panther II gun, which is eventually the 88, but it was never going to work on a Panzer IV chassis. So, you get a lower gun, which means you get lower penetration and lower damage. But that's not to despair, because the penetration and the damage on this little beastie of a tank isn't actually that bad. Now, with all the bells and whistles, you know, you stick in the calibrated shells, etc., etc., the DPM on your standard AP is 2039. Your penetration is 158, and your top alpha damage on your standard AP is 160. That drops down to 135 with the APCR, and the damage on the HE is 200, but your penetration on the APCR goes up to 240, and obviously the HE is down to a mere 22. So damage wise for a tier 6 and penetration wise, it's actually not bad. It's a bit slower than a Panzer IV, of course it is. It's firstly got a bigger turret which adds weight, which is why it was never matched in real life. But the gun is pretty accurate, and you will pen most things. I mean, okay, there are some tanks you won't pen, but as you can see here with the Chini, I'm having no problems penetrating that. Okay, I get a bounce down the KV2. and I was bouncing the Tiger P earlier. So there are tanks that you're going to struggle to pen unless you get into the right position. As you see there with the KV2, no issues penning on the sides. As I say, mobility-wise, it's a little bit slower than the Panzer IV. Of course it's going to be slower than the Panzer IV, but it's negligible. It's only like 4 kilometers an hour. And the other thing you've got to remember is the Panzer IV is a tier 5 tank, so this is a tier higher, and that turret does put added weight. The other thing you have to remember is those side skirts, which are really effective against HE. Obviously, it's spaced armor. You may think it's just there to make it look pretty. It's not. It actually does help massively. It will allow you to bounce certain shots. And unlike the Panzer IV, the armor profile on this is slightly different. For example, the turret mantlet is a bit harder to pen than the Panzer IV. Okay, the Panzer IV has got like little side turret skirts around its turret, which is spaced armor again. This doesn't have that, but it does have a thicker mantlet. The chassis is the same as the Panzer IV, so it's the same armor profile there. But those side skirts add a lot of spaced armor, which does help. It really, really does. So, this was me rolling out in Fort Despair. We got 2 kills, we did 2,226 damage, we get a nice little first class, and we get quite a lot of credits. And as you see there, we were the top tank. This is why I like this tank, because whilst it has lower mobility than the Panzer IV, that extra spaced armor and that turret makes a world of difference. Because unlike the Panzer IV's 8 degrees of gun depression, this little jet has 10 degrees, and believe me, those 2 degrees, additional 2 degrees, make a massive difference, as you will see in a moment. So here we are on Alpenstadt. We're almost the bottom tier. So I'm already set for quite a tricky game. Not only that, but the guy on the opposing team in the AMX-12T is a good friend of mine from the Clan Cobra, Sosagi, who has also put some replays to me on my channel, and I know he's a good player. He's got a very, very healthy win rate. But look at this gun depression. You can't do this in a Panzer IV. And to be honest with you, with the Panther II only having 8 degrees, you can't do it in a Panther II either. So this tank, with that extra 2 degrees of gun depression, allows you to put it in really good positions. And as you can see here, you know, I can stick it on this hill and get that gun down and take shots I would not be able to take in a Panzer IV or a Panther II. That is, in my opinion, you know, just a spectacular thing. Couple that with the additional armor that you have, this tank is really effective. In fact, somebody said to me on Discord the other day that, in his opinion, and he was a Pramo player, in his opinion, it's slightly OP. I don't think it is OP, but boy, this is a tank that, if it's a free tank in this event, you really need to set your sights and your goals on trying to grind this and getting it in your garage, because it is a gem of a tier 6. I mean, I love this tank. I absolutely adore this tank. I think it's a pleasure to drive and roll out in this thing. The reload is great. The gun is fantastic. The tank itself, with its armor profile and its mobility, is a really good all-rounder. It's a fantastic medium, and if you don't have it, don't waste the opportunity in this event of not trying to get it, because it really is a great addition to your garage. So anyway, here we go. We've done 1,173 damage so far. We've spotted a few tanks, we've taken a kill, and we're playing around with the terrain to make sure that we use this gun depression as much as we can. We're angling away to push those side skirts out to make sure that we don't get shot in the side. Now we're going to use the gun depression again. Here we go. We're going to knock some shots into this M4, and quickly dispatched. So we're up to 1,500, we've bounced 160, and we've taken 2 kills. We're still even Stevens. There's 2 on that team, and there's 2 on my team, which is now down to 1. And as I told you, be mindful of the AMX-12T, because he's a good player. And he knows where I am, so he's trying to push me around in, I'm using the gun depression, which you can't do in the Panzer IV. I mean, I just can't get these type of positions or shots in a Panzer IV. Okay, I'm bouncing off the SU, but look at that, the AMX-12T bounces me twice. So I'm now bounced 480 because he's hitting me into that sidearm, and I'm in a really, really good position here. Okay, I'm bouncing the SU-152. He's a pain in the backside. I've bounced him again, and I keep bouncing him. But I'm in a good spot. Finally, the AMX-12T gets one into me, but I get rid of the SU. Now I know he's on a reload. Oh, he gets another one into me, but he's a one-shot, and I'm a full clip to him. And okay, I lose the plot a little bit here because I know who he is. He's a good friend of mine. And I know he's got a really healthy win rate of somewhere in the 60s. And I just want to kill him. So we're bouncing again. We've now bounced 600. I'm bouncing him. He's bouncing me. I'm trying to get him to... And I finally get rid of him. And I was trying to maneuver it there so he's only hitting the side armor. Shy of 2,000 damage. We bounce 615. Don't forget, we're the lower tier. We get another first class. We get another shed load of credits. We get steel wall, and we're the top tank. I love this tank. Now, another friend of mine, Harrier77 on the NX6 clan, who regularly supplies replays to my channel and assists me in doing some of these reviews, is here on Fort Despair rolling out in his Panzer IV Schmalturm. Now, it's interesting because I asked for some really decent clips from Discord and the community at large. And Harrier77 wrote back to me in an email and said, you've already played one of my Schmalturms in one of the replays of the week. And he's right, he did. But I'm not using that one because we've already used it. So, thankfully and very kindly, Harrier77 rolled out after that email exchange and did this replay for me, which allows you to see how this tank works. And look at that, I mean... He's only done 474 damage. He's also close to the bottom tier here. And he's already dragged in that poor old VK, which is, a difficult opponent, to be fair. The armor's quite trolly on that. And he suckered it in and got rid of it. Now he's suckering in the M4A3. Poor thing, but look at the reload on this tank. I mean, it's spectacular. Okay, he's dropped his adrenaline, but that's not the point. It only drops it by what, 10% or whatever it is. The reload on this tank is pretty good. It's a lot faster than the Panther II. And look at this, you put it in a good position, and that trolley black print is gone. Now he's got the R44 that he can contend with, sticks a nice shot into him, and then forgets him, because this is the way Harrier plays. Why waste your time on that when you've got other targets down here that are totally unfocused on you? Take out those. I mean, this tank is great, guys. And I know a lot of people turn around and say, oh, yeah, it's another one of these events, blah, blah, blah. It's going to take me ages to grind it. This tank is worth the grind. It really is. It's hilarious. The SP1C is now behind Harrier, and he's completely ignoring him until now. And poor old SP1C, look at that, right up the nose. He's down to a one-shot. He's doing his best to run away, but Harrier says, no, I'm not having any of that, my friend. You're going back to the garage if you're going anywhere at all. Look at this damage. I mean, 2,397. I mean, this is crazy, crazy damage for this tank. I mean, ends up with 2,500. 2 kills. Wow. What a rollout so far. And he's down to 6 HP. I mean... fantastic tank and a fantastic game from my friend Harrier77 on NX6 there, and really big applause go out to him for helping me out on this video. But he gets a first class, bless him. And what else could you need to do to get the ace? Well, I'll show you. So here I am rolling out this morning in the Panzer IVS, and I am the bottom tier tank. It's a tier 6, tier 7 game, and if you look at the side, we've got some pretty difficult and tough opposition. What with the Drac, the T29, the KV-1S, the Comet, and the Cromwell. But hey, I'm not overly fazed by that. You know, okay, we're a bit lighter than they are, but that's not a problem. I think we know that they're all going to go down the heavy route up here, so I'm going to just take my time and roll out in this. And look at this tank. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, seriously, who can't turn around and say they don't like the look of this tank? Because it's so sexy. It really is. It looks like a tank. I know it's a stupid thing to say, but it really does. It looks like a tank. So here they are. They're all spotted up. So I'm going to try and flank them around the back and see what I can do. KV-1S, take one in the rear. 148. Don't forget, the top high alpha on this is 160, unless you get the sort of increase. So I'm not doing too badly here. Just lower than the high end alpha, but that's like, oh, we get a nice roll there, 176. And now I've got my flashy thingy. Maybe I can get a big roll into the IS or the T29. IS presents, I get a huge roll. He had an automatic extinguisher, which is really annoying because I would have got massive damage there. But we're having fun here. We've already given the KV-1S a really hard time. Now we're giving the IS a hard time, and he's gone. Back to the garage. Now the T29, which scares the bejesus out of me, because that is a damage machine. But look at my reload. Drop the adrenaline. Less than 5 seconds. Dispatched in tall order. That is 3 really nasty tanks gone. We've got rid of their big heavies. We've only got their mediums to go, which is the Cromwell, the Comet, and the Drac. Now, the Drac is a worry for me because of his speed, and he's got a good amount of damage. But look at this. Get behind him, flank him again, stick another high roll into the Drac. My reload, unbelievable, 200 there, right to the front. The Comet over there is giving me a hard time along with the Cromwell, but the Drac's going to be going home soon, and he's gone. 1,913 damage. We're bounced 320, and we've got 3 kills. 2 to go. Comet and Cromwell. Oh, Tiger 1 bounces back into me, not a problem. I was getting a little bit close to his back, so get out of the way. Hello, Comet. Take a high roll of 160. Lovely. And the Comet's not going to last much longer. Now we're up to 2,215 damage. Somebody else dispatches the Comet. And there's the Cromwell. Sneaky little bugger. Came round and did a nice flanking move there. Now, the guy in the Cromwell is actually a good player, and I know the player. And he's a bit outgunned here. He's down to a 2-shot for me, a 1-shot for the Tiger. And he's put himself in a good position, forcing us to move on him. I'm hoping he's more focused on the Tiger than me. I'm hoping that he's thinking that I am a lesser threat, which he probably is, because when I get around this corner, he's not anticipated me. I get a nice roll into him. He's probably going to get one into me, but it doesn't matter because I can dispatch him. 4 kills, 2,600 damage, 320 pounds, and we get the mastery. We get a shed load of credits and a what is it? The Orson medal, which is really nice. And guys, this is why I love this tank. This tank is, in my opinion, a must-have in your garage. So, grind away this New Year's tree event thingy, because you have the opportunity to get this tank for free. And personally, you'd be daft not to take that opportunity. Because if you can get a tank of this caliber for free, then wow, it really is worth you getting on the game and grinding away in order to get it. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go into detail on how you get it, because to be honest with you, I haven't worked it out myself yet. That's the problem. All I know is that the Panzer IV Schmalturm is a reward for completing various stages using carts. And this is open through to January the 6th, but you can do the remaining stages using gold up until January the 10th. Now, it's a normal type event thing. There are 7 stages from what I can tell. I don't know the cost of the stages. I don't know what you have to do to get the stages. But at the end of the day, you will get the Schmalturm. So it's effectively a free tank if you grind and grind away. And I would thoroughly, thoroughly recommend you grind this. Apparently you need 440 cards. So I don't know how it works fully yet. It's been released now, so it should be up and running in a few hours. Honestly, guys, it is well worth you grinding that event if you can. If you can't make it, do as much as you can to reduce the cost of this tank's gold. Because if you can get it for free or near as damn it, like I say, I think this tank is well worth the effort being put in to get it into your garage, because it's a fantastic little gem of a tier 6 medium. And I am so glad it's in my garage. So I think you need to try and get it into yours also. Anyway, I hope this has been informative. I hope this has shown you what this little tank is like. And I hope it's giving you enough sort of compunction to think, yeah, maybe I should try and grind this event. Because if I can do it for free, I get a great tank. If not, I may be able to get a tank for a couple of hundred gold. Who knows? Please comment below, guys. Let me know your views and your thoughts on this. If you've got this tank already and you've rolled out in it, send me your replays. Tell the world out there how you play this tank, its pros, its cons, what you like, what you dislike. And, you know, let people know before they get onto this event, so to speak. So send me your replays. Usual email address, fujitsblitz@gmail.com. Press the like button if you think the video is okay and it's been helpful. By all means, comment. Tell me where it's wrong. Tell me what I could do to improve. And more importantly, please subscribe. I've got over 100 subscribers now, so I had my early Christmas present already. But I'd like to grow and grow and grow, because why not? Anyway, guys, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, even though it's not Christmas yet and there'll be more videos. Stay safe out there, happy tanking, and have fun on the battlefield, because it's all about fun and happiness. And guys, enjoy this event and try and get this tank. Hey, I've been Fujit and you've been great. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And I'd love if you would press subscribe. Who knows, we can do some more. By all means, drop me comments, tell me what can be improved, and tell me what you'd like to see. I really love to know. Anyway, until the next time, guys, happy tanking.